Fuzz, are these the only problems that the evolutionary theory has, that life shows up early, and the fact is that there was no prebiotic soup?
Well, these are just a few of the problems. Another problem is that not only does life appear suddenly and early in Earth's history, but that the first life forms that appear are complex. Now, the first life forms were like bacteria, and we have this perception that bacteria are relatively simple organisms because they're single-celled and small, but in a biochemical sense, they're incredibly complex organisms. I mean, you essentially have a molecular city at work inside the cell. And in fact, from the geochemical fingerprints and from the fossil record, we can infer that these first life forms must have had photosynthetic capability, something called chemoautotrophic capability. They had to be able to undergo cell division. They had to be able to produce proteins in their cell wall, convert small or inorganic materials from the environment into life's building blocks. This is incredibly complex metabolically.
So it's more than just one bacterial species?
Yeah, more than one species. But even the simplest forms that can do this have to have about 2,000 genes. And also you're looking at a complex ecology. It's not just a single type of bacterium, but it's an ensemble of different bacterial species.
And I also understanding from what you've written, the fact is that it had to happen almost all at once. In other words, you don't go step A and you get to B, you're going toward a conclusion over here. In order for step A to work, you got to have B, C, D already operating.
Right.
Okay? How do we get there? How does everything all of a sudden just begin?
Well, from a naturalistic perspective, there's no way to explain that. And that's why the evidence is indicating a creator's supernatural fingerprint, is everything has to come into existence all at once in order for life to operate.
You said that ecologically everything's got to be balanced here. What did you mean?
Well, what I mean is that the Creator brings upon the scene 3.8 billion years ago a suite of different bacterial species that symbiotically work together to rapidly prepare the Earth for future human life. So it's not just the Creator starting off with one bacteria and then waiting some time and doing another one. He creates a whole suite of bacteria, some that begin to work at taking the insoluble poisonous metals or soluble poisonous metals and converting them into insoluble metals that we can mine. So the Creator is making the planet safe for advanced life.